Приветствую, путник! Добро пожаловать на канал Гильдия. С вами я, Гильмасинон, и мы продолжаем проходить сюжетку Сумеру в Genshin Impact. В прошлой серии мы с вами нашли секретную лабораторию, так сказать, наших друзей из Академии, которые нам на самом деле не друзья вообще. И мы продолжаем искать, так сказать, отшельников наших академий, ну, то бишь ученых, хранителей. Мы примерно знаем, где они могут быть, так что сегодня мы отправимся туда и надеюсь, что все-таки найдем их. Также раскроем все-таки, зачем похищали этих ученых и для чего вообще их используют. Ну что ж, ну а с вас, как говорится, лайкос и подписка, ну а мы почапали. Судя по тому, что сказал наш ужасный друг Сайны, то примерно они могут быть вон там вот. Ладно, сейчас как-нибудь туда доберемся. Как я О, дети тут что-то делают. А, скорее всего, это тот пацан. Так, нам надо выше пробраться. Я думал, что тут этот крюкошкой можно, видать, не доглядел где-то. А, есть. Только ее фиг это поймаешь. О, все. Ну, давай, указывай. Сайну, ты должен был быть... Знаешь путь?
Yes. After leaving the village, we should head straight toward the desert.
Через пустыню. Походу я знаю, кто этой пирамиде. Ну, больше никуда. Засайнусь. А нет.
One time, Grandpa almost got lost in the desert, but I was the one who brought him back.
Опа.
There's something here.
Увидел.
What's this?
It's buried in the sand. Looks like we'll need to roll up our sleeves and do some work.
And Paimon thought running around everywhere was already enough work.
Не время жаловаться, и правда.
Okay. So we have to dig it out? Whatever's down there looks like it's buried really deep.
These are likely fragments
Что
of an
это?
Academia-developed device, something akin to a headset. Looks like there were more than one village keeper. They must
Ничего
have been
себе.
escorted this way because there are device fragments scattered around here. Let's split up and search the area. Chances are that we'll find other things nearby.
Так.
Is this what we're
Две
searching
штуки.
for? It looks kind of scary.
This is definitely a device used to extract divine knowledge.
How did it end up buried in the sand? That can't have been part of the plan. They must have been attacked along the way.
Wait, what? Grandpa, I hope you're okay. Don't worry, your grandpa's gonna be fine.
Razak didn't display any signs of starvation or dehydration, which means that they left fairly recently.
We should be able to catch up.
One more thing. Given that the device had been entirely covered by sand, I believe the attack must have happened prior to the sandstorm.
Так, то бишь, они еще до того момента убрали их оттуда. И во время песчаной бури.
Let's keep going. They can't have gone far.
То бишь, снова собакины. Кроме них никто не может.
But running on sand is so tiring.
Ты что делаешь?
You're flying, aren't you, Paimon? Is flying over sand tiring too? Of course it is.
Кстати, там телепорт, но я не знаю, как к нему подобраться. Блин, Сайно, не тормози. Я хоть тебя из виду теряю, но все равно. Так.
Voices over there. Don't get any closer. They'll notice us.
Dia's talking with the Eremites? Very interesting. Let's listen in.
If
you had informed me sooner, there'd be plenty of room for us to...
You're one of us. We would never lie.
Scholars. You don't know as much as I do. Need me to...
I knew it. That's our Dia.
Dia? Why would you... Dia! Hey, what are you doing?
Huh?
Didn't you say you'd help me find Grandpa? Why are you on their side?
Well, look who's here. Ain't that something?
This complicates things.
You've betrayed Aru village.
So, this is the great General Mahamatra. Dear, you'd be better off as my assistant than hanging around with this motley crew. Seen for yourself, I have the means and methods, and my ideals are far more admirable than theirs.
I'm not the type that's easily swayed, Raman. You of all people should know that.
Wait, what's going on, Dia? Whose side are you on here?
Shut it, Paimon.
It doesn't matter. Whichever side you pick, nothing can deter us from the grand mission of resurrecting King Deshret. Once our Lord of Old returns to this land, we will have a new beginning.
Face the facts, Raman. It's not gonna happen. You should understand that more than anyone. Have all your years as a merc taught you nothing about placing hopes in a ruler?
I'm a desert dweller and a proud follower of King Deshret. Whether I live by the edge of the sword or in peaceful comfort, my soul will always carry this conviction.
It's not too late yet. The village mad scholars aren't gonna bring King Deshret back to life.
You don't understand, my dear lady. Pursuing our faith is our purpose in life. Even if the chance of success is 1 in a million, we must be willing to give everything we have.
Even if it'll expose you to the academia? Even if they end up disbanding the Eremites? Your Eremites, which you've worked so hard for all these years?
Yes. We've waited a long time for this day to come. The sun and the moon no longer shine here. All you see now is cracks in this desiccated land. But fate has finally dealt me a hand to play against the academia. With these scholars in our custody, we'll stomp the academia's forces and fight our way beyond the wall of Samiel.
Ridiculous. Think about it. The academia controls the entirety of Sumeru. Your powers are negligible in comparison. If you still don't believe me, then try asking these two men. They're also against the academia, but neither of them are as arrogant as you are.
You look more like pawns of the academia to me. Why would I listen to anything the people of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata have to say? Filthy traitors. Your god abandoned all honor and betrayed King Deshret. We desert dwellers will never trust the likes of you.
It's impossible to communicate with someone so hostile. Perhaps we should.
Do you really believe that by kidnapping the scholars, you'll be able to negotiate with the academia? These people have no value as bargaining chips, but I could be persuaded to take their place as your next hostage. These scholars were exiled from the academia. I, on the other hand, am their current scribe, and will be a much greater asset to you.
Wait, you can't be serious.
So, you want to trade places with the hostages, do you?
Precisely. Any wise person would gladly accept my offer.
What are you thinking? What if they decide to kill you instead?
Well, that would be bad luck for me. However, I'd get the chance to observe the scholars.
Да ладно, Аль, ты чё это?
Think you can talk me over with that confident look of yours?
I'm not trying to persuade you. I'm using this as a means of joining forces against the academia.
You are the scribe. What do you have against the academia?
Not all desert dwellers believe in King Deshret, and the same applies to the academia. Why must all knowledge seekers approve of the academia's way of doing things?
You academia scum. Every last one of you is nothing but a hypocrite, just like everyone else on the other side of that wall. I've made myself clear enough. I won't listen to another word from the Dendro Archon's people.
Not so fast. I'll hate them. Do you stand by everything you just said?
I never make empty promises.
You know you're making a dangerous decision, right?
I do.
Good. Rahman, hear me out. These people are my friends. Maybe you can't take the followers of the Dendro Archon at their word, but what about me? Do you trust me?
We've known each other for years. Of course I do.
In that case, I'm willing to vouch for their honesty with my right arm. Come on, Rahman, don't be a coward. If you're serious about taking on the academia, you need to steel yourself. You can't be afraid.
An arm from the Flame Mane. You've piqued my interest. But what if you refuse to oblige? What should I do then? No one's a fool here.
Опасно, опасно.
The mercs don't tend to live long unless they have their wits about them.
Переговоры.
You're not wrong, but this is different. I promised my friends that we'd bring back the village keepers together.
Let's do it right here then. Give me your right arm as proof of your resolve.
Don't listen to him! He's not even trying to negotiate! He just wants to make things more difficult!
That's fine.
Are you crazy?
We came here to save lives. One arm for that many people is still a pretty good deal, if you ask me. Rahman, I'm holding up my end of the deal here. You'd better not let me down.
Sure. Go ahead and cut off her right arm.
Черт, дайте мне уже.
No! Dia! What are you gonna do? Think of something!
You don't have to go this far.
That's not for you to decide.
Do it!
Техия. Опа.
Stop!
Опа.
What's wrong? Can't do it?
Flame Mane, you and I are both desert folk. Cutting off your arm is no different than cutting off my own fingers. Where's the sense in cutting my own kin to pieces? You've shown me that you're serious. Go on now, take your friends and leave. Meet me in the desert at noon tomorrow.
Фух. Я думал, что все, минус рука. Техи, ты, блин, что творишь?
I was really counting on him not going through with it.
Dia! That was crazy! Have you all lost your minds? What if he'd actually cut your arm off?
Then I just have to hold my claymore with my left arm.
Просто не рискуй так больше.
Okay, I'm sorry. But sometimes when you're out on a limb, you gotta double down to seal the deal, you know?
Don't ever make a promise like that again. I can deal with the likes of them. If it came down to it, you would not lose to them either.
I don't doubt it, Sino. But this is about more than me and them. There's a lot more where they came from. Even if we got rid of one bunch of radicals, there are others out there. Wiping them out would do more harm than good.
As you wish.
I'm sorry, Dia. I should have stayed put and listened. I should have trusted you.
It's okay. I promised you I'd help find your grandpa, so I'll do whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes? You just might be scholar material.
Huh? Are you serious?
The Eremites once said that I was a lunatic. Perhaps a little madness is essential to be successful in research.
Why does it feel like he's using his praise for me as an excuse to brag about himself?
Почему он... Наверное, это просто факт.
Okay, let's get moving. We should head back to the village and rest up. Today was just a trial run. Noon tomorrow is gonna be the hard part.
Так, ну, походу у нас есть теперь зацепки. То, что, походу, пустынники смогли это прибрать к рукам ученых. Так что сейчас посмотрим, что все-таки это случится. Прождали мы нужное время, и вот на место встречи.
You're all here so early.
Looks like we have everyone here. Isak, are you sure you want to come with us?
I'll watch from a safe distance. Dia, I want to be there to bring Grandpa home.
Okay, let's go then.
Отлично.
Wait,
Что
What's the
это?
matter?
I heard that you were quite reckless yesterday. No more of that today, understood?
И это, блин, ее читала.
Fine.
Да уж. Нечего было свою руку отщипывать. Ну да ладно. Эх. Ну, походу, к тому месту, где мы вчера по игровому дню были. Да, чего-чего, а встреча у данных ассортиментов я не ожидал. Да уж. Кто знал, что такая и вот фигня произойдет, если прям подойти вплотную. Ну нам прям надо аж за эту всю пирамиду Хеопса. Пирамида, кстати, выглядит как часы. Блин. Нам вон туда и за нее, считай. Блин, атмосфера пустыни не вообще не ахти. Нам сюда. Походу тут какой-то... Кстати. Неужели это вход? И куда нам? Снизу. О! Барьер? Серьезно? Так. Ну нам вон туда. А один ученый? Серьезно? А где остальные? Я не понимаю.
They got here before us.
Uh-oh. Is it because Paimon overslept by 5 minutes and held everyone up?
Об этом и правда могла не говорить.
Is everything ready?
Absolutely. Although, you brought fewer people than I imagined.
Bring him over.
Grandpa! Why is there
Rahman, I've always thought of you as a man of his word. What's this about?
It's a one-for-one exchange. Sounds fair, don't you think? And let me put it this way. Agreeing to any kind of deal with the Dendro Archon's people is already a huge compromise on my part. Don't you think you've asked enough?
You stay right there.
Драка. Опа. Ему хана. Разозлил Дехи.
What do you think you're doing?
Grandpa!
Don't you see this blade here? You coward. Why are your hands shaking? Wait a second. It's a earthquake!
Что происходит? What the fuck is it? Неужели... Да ладно, если это она.
Paimon's dizzy.
Все в порядке, правда. Так. Мы, блин, в
This
тупике.
day's going just great.
What a nuisance.
The sand dune collapsed. I saw an energy field. The village keeper protected us. It glowed green with dendro. Just like you said, it may well have been the remains of Lesser Lord Kusanali's power inside the scholar's body.
Ошибки быть не может. Теперь ты веришь моим словам?
That dendro archon. The present one.
Grandpa? Grandpa? Oh no. He's getting confused again.
Hey, look around you.
There used to be a temple here?
Мы же за это...
It seems that when the sand dune collapsed, it exposed these underground structures. The symbols on the gate belong to King Deshret's civilization. This structure must be ancient.
Это
Over
под
time,
пирамидой,
the sandstorms
считаем.
completely buried it and left it in the state we see now. It could have been an underground palace in the distant past.
Oh, a miracle. Praise King Deshret!
What's he doing here? And his men too?
They must have fallen down here with us. Pretty lucky if you ask me. Most of them seem in really bad shape. Except for him. He got off lightly.
Mind your head.
No, this isn't the time for conflict. Our exalted lord has shown us the way to his sacred palace.
He's not actually gonna go in there, is he?
As it happens, I want to take a look inside too.
What are you doing?
С ума сошли.
Don't you think it's curious? 1 minute, Lesser Lord Kusanali's power protects us from harm, and the next, remnants of King Deshret's civilization appear. 2 major deities are vying to showcase their power to us. It would be a shame not to witness them both.
Paimon thought you weren't interested in gods.
Indeed. In my view, gods are just a higher form of living being. Or creature, you could say. New discoveries are always worth investigating. Whether they have anything to do with gods,
Опять
neither here nor
у
there.
тебя заигрался ученый.
Rahman, what are you gonna do about your men?
I'll just let them lay here. King Deshret will take care of his people. Right now, I'm going inside.
То есть У нас есть только один вход, это в это. Ну да, вылезти это по сюжету нам никак не дадут. Мистические. Твою ж. Ну, поход придется. Ладно, погнали. Да, лепота. Все заросло,
It's
кстати.
full of life here.
Да, кстати.
This defies comprehension. It looked completely desolate from the outside. Yet, it flows with energy inside.
Yeah, and there's so many plants. It's so pretty.
Sir Rahman,
Huh?
А кому еще?
do you see another Rahman here?
Are you mocking me? What do you mean, sir?
Interpret it however you want, but there's something I'd like to draw your attention to. While this structure is clearly left over from King Deshret's civilization, the energy that flows in here is that of the Dendro Archon.
Whatever you say. It's not like I have a vision.
There's nothing to be angry about. Think of this as an academic journey.
It does seem kind of strange. If that's true, then we might have to explore this whole area to find an explanation.
Один факт странный, то что если... Я только это, и тут, во-первых, закрылось, и открылись вот эти два. Так. Сами они подсвечиваются ничем. Ладненько. Так. Это вот такое же. Это светится. Это не светится. Ладно. А, повернуть надо, походу. Да. А. Так, так. Походу они были Вот, отлично. Заработала система. Так. И... активировать. Ёперный театр. Это Ра, что ли? Блин. Мелочевка.
You're in for a little shock.
Мелочевки смерть. Отлично. Так, исследовать. Фрукты и овощи. Я думаю, что там активировать надо. Спускаемся и видим еще одну мелочевку. Усиливаем их, пускай. Но зато с ихним усилением я пира могу нормально разнести. Да хорош ты меня. Отлично. Так. Ящик открываем. Тут один вход. Хотя разлом. Интересно, что там? Барьеры. Я их вижу. Странные, но барьеры. Это что за... Так. Уже мне что-то не нравится. Так. Ладно. Окей. Походу здесь передвижные проходы. Поход сюда, да? Да. Тут что-то? Исследовать? Ерунда. О, вот это...
Come a little closer.
Синяя трава мне муравай не дает покоя. Что это? Что-то я активировал. Опять это статуя Ра. Понял. Это проход наверх. Все. Понятно. То есть мы летим наверх. Опять. И дофига этих гадин.
You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer.
Motion to compel.
Да твою ж. А это. Так, кто там был последний? Из мелочи. Да твою ж. А ну успокоились. Все. Ну это край. Тупик. А, нет. Тут еще что-то. Нет. Или же... походу я понял. Тут двойной лифт. Сейчас, походу я понял, в чем прикол. Этот лифт, который мы сейчас ездим, мы отправляем назад. Да. И нам туда. Это что? То есть здесь история. Так. И моя версия была почти что... точно. Вот он. Этот постамент надо было наверх отправить. Чуть-чуть. Так. И... вот. А вот и враги. Так. А ну-ка. Всем лежать. Усилимся. Так, минус одна. Хил. Дисконнект. Опять. Активировать. Выключить. Так. Походу. Я понял прикол. Так. Выключить. Почему еще раз? Походу я... Не знаю как, но я попал наверх. Ладно. И чё? Опять вниз? Так. Да ё-моё. Так, пусто. Да, мы ниже отправляемся.
Now that's a sight to see. King Deshret's splendor surrounds us.
There's so much vegetation here. It's different than what I expected.
Sure are a lot of plants for a desert.
Закрылась.
That's what I call divine providence of King Deshret.
А я думаю, не очень. Телепорт, серьезно? Матерь Божья. Вот это красота. И эта штука в руинах. Что это? Блин.
It's getting brighter. Oh, it looks so beautiful.
И это статуя Нубиса.
Wait. What's that?
Красота.
A load of flowers. And it looks like there's something among them.
Похоже на могилу.
These are King Deshret runes.
They left something behind. Yes. It's an elegy written in an ancient script.
What does it say?
Here lies our faithful priest Kasala. His wisdom is a miracle among the people, deserving of high praise and admiration.
You can read ancient King Deshret script?
Of course. Every student needs to master at least 20 languages before they graduate.
He's not serious, right?
There's still something off about this place. The elemental energy here is too concentrated. The scent of life. Is it trying to tell us something?
Is this it?
Analyzing.
There seems to be a hidden message among these skeletal remains. Excellent. There's a device from King Deshret's civilization in this gravesite. I'll transmit the information over and project it for everyone to see.
Isn't sharing knowledge against the Academia's rules?
Yes. However, under the circumstances, I'd prefer you to see this for yourself. You'll understand after watching it.
Civilization is born of knowledge, but so too can knowledge be its demise. a disaster caught us unaware. It was knowledge that did not belong to this world. King Deshret brought this forbidden knowledge into our world, and it quickly spread like a plague. People's minds were filled with crazed whispers. Dark gray scales spread across their bodies. Even the land was stripped of its vigor. Only a desperate, deathly silence remained. Were it not for greater Lord Rukkhadevata from the forests, the damage would have been irreversible. She summoned the priests to build temples and infused into them the divine power of life. The disaster was miraculously tempered, and the embers of our civilization were preserved in Aru village. Alas, the miracle could not last. As long as forbidden knowledge continued to exist, it would forever blight this world. In the end, the proud king of the desert, my eternal lord, chose to sacrifice himself. I have spent my whole life since guarding one of these many temples. But now, my duty is coming to an end. As I close my eyes for the final time, the sight of that noble deity will appear in my vision once more. In helping King Deshret to eradicate forbidden knowledge, she exhausted her strength, and her form became that of a small child. How strange. Now that I think of her, I no longer have any fear of death, for I sense that the spirit of life will abide with me during my eternal sleep. Children of the desert, cling no longer to past grievances, but hold tight to the memory of this act of benevolence.
What was that?
Да, блин.
The priest's memories.
No, impossible.
Это правда.
Dear Lord Rukkhadevata. So the former Dendro Archon and King Deshret were never enemies at all.
But this doesn't make any sense. The Dendro Archon's followers, they're clearly...
Was that the former Dendro Archon? She became so tiny in the end.
You might be distrustful of the Akasha, but there's no reason for you to doubt King Deshret's technology. You've just witnessed his priest's last words.
I've never heard about any of this before. The surviving followers of King Deshret all gathered in Aru village. Our god did not make mistakes. We refuse to believe any of the rumors. King Deshret's death, the all but total annihilation of our civilization, it was all Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's doing. We saw her as nothing more than a traitor, who stabbed us in the back in our moment of crisis. Just like us humans, fighting, feuding, double-crossing each other to survive in the desert.
You were blinded by your prejudice.
If I hadn't seen this for myself, if I hadn't witnessed his last words with my own eyes, ears, and heart, how could I ever begin to accept this? The truth is so far from what I've always known. Am I really supposed to believe that after all these years, all this time seeking revenge, suddenly now my enemy is my savior?
Raman, that's enough. Give it a rest. You're starting to make a fool of yourself.
Dia, tell me, My Eremites and I. What are we even fighting for?
Ну, шок, понимаю.
How you doing?
I'll live. Thanks.
Ну, у него и вправду шокирующий.
Can't just stay here forever.
What's your next move gonna be?
Oh, I know what you're going to ask. I feel deeply ashamed of everything I've done. You'll get everything you're asking for. But please, give me some time. After everything that's happened here today, somehow I need to explain it to the others.
It's not gonna be easy.
Well, I guess that's for me to deal with. This is where our camp's located. Make a note of it.
When would be a good time for us to go?
Tomorrow, I'll convince everyone that we're all on the same side. And I'll return every last one of your your village keepers. We'll share our other resources with you too.
You seem to finally understand that our true enemy is the sages.
Да,
Yes.
кстати.
The gods never gave up on anyone. It's the people responsible for all this that need to face the consequences of their actions.
Ну вот и молодец.
That must have been rough.
Фу.
But he seems to have figured things out now.
Ramon's no fool. Being the leader of your own faction in the desert is no easy feat. It's too bad he was held back by his belief in King Deshret. But now that that's changed, I guess we have a few more people on our side.
Это хорошо.
The outcome, at least, is favorable.
We should get going too. Let's head back, have a proper meal, and a nice long sleep. We'll need all our energy tomorrow.
И правду. Слишком много сегодня. Ужасный. Ой, блин, дань памяти.
Stop yelling.
Понятно, понятно. Ох. Вот это я понимаю история. Ох. Блин. Ну, хоть мы и вышли, но все равно. А выход будет? Из этой? Или только самим вылезать? Эй. Пароход-то нас туда, куда мы были. Ну, ладно. На такой вот ноте будем заканчивать. Так что всем спасибо за просмотр. Ставьте лайки и подписывайтесь на канал тут первый раз. Ну а с вами был Гильмастинон. Всем хорошего настроения и покедова.